are you really shopping for this holiday season? It's okay, you can admit it, if you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
Well, it's okay, you can admit it if you have bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. You've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it, Todd. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought 1 or 2 or maybe 3 or 4, maybe even 10 items for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
You can admit it if you bought maybe an item or 2 or 10 for yourself. It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 3 or 10 for yourself. It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for you.
It's okay, you can admit it.
If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself. It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself. It's okay, admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought yourself 1 or 2 or 10 things for yourself because a lot of people do it.
Hollywood could never imagine something like this. A tidal wave of smoke and debris came roaring down Broadway.
People always talk about an airplane crashing into a building. And in 1944 or 45, a plane did crash into the Empire State Building. But the largest aircraft flying today, at least commercially, the 747, fully loaded, is on the order of 300 tons. So if you think about a 300-ton element crashing into a building that's been designed to carry 13,000 tons, you can see that an aircraft crashing into the World Trade Center would probably not do anything to the major building. It could affect localized structural elements, could knock out a column, and there could be some damage. But as far as a plane knocking a building over of that type, that would not happen.
Plato described the whole technique. Today we call it predictive programming, which means that through fiction, or through when you think you're enjoying yourself, through being entertained, undercover, and to entertain, tin comes from tin, the cover. When you're under the cover, your sensor part of your mind is not working. They program it right into you through entertainment, and then you see it happening in real life, and you think, well, I guess that's okay, it's sort of natural, isn't it? And you don't think any more beyond that. Where did that idea come from in the first place? It's marketed to you through entertainment. Well, that's what they do with your mind in preparation for every major event in your life. You've seen it all through movies, especially in the 20th century. It was primarily novels and stage plays and music halls, etc.
Symbols are used by Masonic lodges, witch covens, Satanists and alchemists to directly access parts of the brain which respond to strong shapes and colours. Just as the saying goes, a picture paints 1,000 words, so magical symbols can be used to convey a multi-layered message or command. The use of symbols to convey the desire or will of the magician is generally referred to as sigil magic.
CBS 11 News at 10 starts right now.
Live from Fort Worth,
Dallas, and all of North Texas with coverage you can count on. This is CBS 11 News at 10.
CBS 11 News at 10 starts right now.
Texas with coverage you can count on. CBS 11 News at 10.
Starting right now on ABC's This Week. Out of control, the Ebola outbreak spreading fast. And now, the race to save 2 Americans stricken with a killer virus. This morning, breaking details on the emergency mission to bring the first patient home. From ABC News, This Week with George Stephanopoulos begins now.
Good morning. It's an image sparking hope and fear for so many Americans. Christian missionary and Ebola patient Dr. Kent Brantley back in the U.S.
It's Friday, and that means it's not top 10 time.
That's why you can't. That's why you can't. That's why you can't.
When things start changing right before your eyes, no other game can stack up to Tetris. Nintendo, now you're playing with power.
Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
Dinosaur. Don't move your hands around like a small wounded animal.
You must be the great Koopa. Look! It's Koopa's power!
Those guys will do anything for publicity.
Oh my God! Daisy's in there somewhere, I know it. Where do we...
Why do the Illuminati insert their symbols in plain sight for all to see? What are their aims when they put so much symbolism in popular media? Traditionally, symbols are used to convey complex information in a very simple manner. No smoking signs, stop signs, etc. However, in the case of the Illuminati and other secret societies, it's not always so simple. In occult circles, all symbols have double meanings which allow them to be displayed in plain sight. Here's a passage from Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma.
Masonry, like all the religions, all the mysteries, Hermeticism and alchemy, conceals its secrets from all except the adepts and sages, or the elect, and uses false explanations and misinterpretations of its symbols to mislead those who deserve only to be misled, to conceal the truth, which it calls light, from them, and to draw them away from it.
early this Tuesday morning, the 11th of September, 2001.
It began as a shimmering late summer day.
Like something out of the Tower Inferno, like a movie.
The entire building could collapse at any moment.
What you are seeing is the result of this terrifying tragedy. The Empire State Building has crashed into a mountain of rubble. It is no more.
Flame out port engine. Man down!
Gail Wallens reporting live from the Twin Towers, where a life and death struggle has just concluded. A struggle which it is now clear was deliberately orchestrated for the police and the media. Some people feel the towers have become an eyesore, a dangerous jumble of rusting steel and broken glass.
Police dinner here! Yeah, you're right! Hello, police!
Hi. Hi! How you doing? Like I said, thin. Probably nothing.
Did you see that?
It's something out of a movie. It's something out of a movie. What's your problem?
I've got one that can see.
Stand by for excitement.
It's gonna be out of this world.
Outer space.
The future of mankind is being guided behind closed doors.
This machine is making a sound and vision recording.
Step by step. Round and round and round in a self-perpetuating, bizarre
information
hoax performance.
Every 12 seconds. Programmed like a computer.
Real mechanical-like.
We could do it 50 or 60 times. Almost like that. And basically, that's what we do here.
Extending from
Empty-headed.
Hillary Rodham, Arkansas's new First Lady and the wife of Governor Bill Clinton.
And sit and watch television.
And we're getting a picture on the TV.
This is an Apollo spacecraft designed for elliptical orbit of the moon.
But there is more going on in television than what you're seeing in prime time. A lot more. We have
poor quality TV pictures
offered by the government-controlled BBC,
which are used to simulate
Neil Armstrong talking about landing on the moon with a microphone, and yet he's sitting practically on top of a rocket engine that is putting out sound levels of about 140 or 150 decibels.
Lights on. You want me to really be honest with you?
Yeah.
Okay, Houston. The moon is essentially gray. Gives some hint of possible volcanic. Forward.
Now we know that that is absolutely impossible to overcome that sound level inside the lunar lander with a normal human voice.
We got you now. It's looking good. Over.
On all these moon flights, the broadcasts that the world saw were kinescopes filmed off television monitors.
General, what you see on these screens up here is a fantasy, a computer-enhanced hallucination.
There's nothing to indicate a simulation at all. Everything's working perfectly.
But does it make any sense?
Whatever pictures and sound were distributed to the public were strictly controlled and previewed by the federal government.
There is more going on in television than many people would believe.
It was technically impossible to do it.
And it's displayed on the screen.
To see how it works, please watch the screen.
Let's take a look.
You don't believe we went to the moon?
I believe it was a brilliant piece of propaganda.
The first order of business for a propagandist or an advertiser is to create the circumstances that will induce a state of mind that is favorable to the reception of their message. And that state of mind is the hypnotic state of mind, making television extremely important in this whole process of creating a unified mindset among the entire population. Have you ever bought something and then later on wondered why did you buy it? Well, that's a common everyday illustration of being triggered to make a purchase based on a conditioned response that has been built into us to have a preference for a particular product. That is the whole point of programming, whether it be by an advertiser or a propagandist. There's really no difference between the two. One's selling products, the other is selling ideas. The whole point is to build into us a conditioned response where we will respond automatically without thinking, with a preference for a particular idea or preference for a particular product.
So, a rich little man with white hair died. What has that got to do with the price of rice, right? And why is that woe to us? Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now. Because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome horse in the whole godless world. So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them.
I can tell that something in the world ain't right. Oh Lord.